daughter, maybe name the Frosty after his wife. Just let's say you put 2 and 2 together, you're not putting Big Dave's Classic into your mouth. Think about that. Another place I don't want to eat is Taco Bell. Right? Ever since that commercial with the little talking chihuahua, I don't want to go to a place where the spokesman is also the main ingredient of my entree. Last time I went there, I run through the border, the entire kitchen staff ran out the back door. How about the healthcare bill? You guys, what do you guys think about that? Don't want to talk about it, right? But you know what? It's like everybody talks. I don't really know anything about healthcare. Up until a couple of years ago, I thought HMOs were just guys that like each other. And you know, when you're a comic, you have to get health care anywhere you can, so I get these fly-by-night health care plans. Last year I found out my health care plan was run by the mob. Right, my first clue was when my wife's choice of in-network gynecologists were Dr. Vinny Fingers and Matty the Horse, OGBYN. It's embarrassing, you know? It's like the doctor shouldn't stand there, hold out a 20, tap his pinky ring on the same table and say, "Scooch down, honey." It wasn't an exam, it was like an audition for the Bada Bing Club, you know what I mean? I gotta tell you that extra money's coming in handy. But I think healthcare should be as affordable as fast food, don't you? I think everyone has a right to have healthcare, but you should be able to pay for it. Matter of fact, they should just combine them. You should just be able to go into some fast food place and also have healthcare. Like you could go into Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? You go there, you get a bucket of extra crispy and a mammogram. Because there with 2 breasts, they give you a pound of coleslaw and a dinner roll. You're a sick little group. That came out. That's my life, folks. Paranoia and guilt. There's only one place to go from there. Catholic school. Who went to Catholic school here? Catholic school. Where did you go? St. John's. You both went to St. John's together? You're related. Okay. Anybody else? Where'd you go? Where? Alright, did they let you smoke in Catholic school, sir? I went to Our Lady of No Mercy school. It was like the S&M version of Catholic school. For $600 a year, old women dressed entirely in black would discipline me if I got out of line. As a kid, it used to bother me. When I got older, I started to think, $600 is not a bad price. We had typical Irish Catholic clergy. The priest drank like fish. They drank so much our patron saint was St. Pauli girl. It was embarrassing. I get in line for communion. By the time I got to the front, a quarters game would break out. I mean, you really start doubting your faith when the Archbishop bounces the Lord Jesus Christ into a mug and points to you and says, "Drink, faggot." All right, I lost the good Catholics. You guys are going to burn in hell, and now you're with me. The Catholic school does one thing. It screws you up sexually for the rest of your life. Am I right? What? Huh? Your husband's nodding. I mean, what do you expect? Sister Rita Mary was my sex ed teacher. Having a nun teach about sex is like having Helen Keller teach a driver's ed. You can have sex ed? Everything that I'm saying is not real, ma'am. I'm making this up for your amusement. What are you, motherfucking superior, man?
You're right.
But I gotta tell you, you're right. 15 years of Catholic school left me with a fetish. Anything, and I mean anything in a pleated skirt gets me going. Going through puberty, all my friends were hiding Playboy under their bed. I was home pleasuring myself the Bagpiper Monthly. I mean, to me, Braveheart was a porno flick. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to keep telling the jokes. You pick out what you like, okay? Anybody celebrating a birthday here today? A special occasion? Release of parole? Anything? Is it your birthday? You just wanted to help me out. I like you. Last week was my wife's birthday. I wanted to give her a new and different gift idea, but she's like, don't spend a lot of money. When they say don't spend a lot of money, what does that mean? Spend a lot of money, right? So she likes books. She just got this new book. It tells you how you can use everyday household items as beauty aids. Now, ladies, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of salons use kid litter as a facial mask. Did you know that? Yeah, it's clay. So my wife comes home the other day, pours herself a glass of wine, puts on some soft music, applies the mask, closes her eyes, cat feet on her face. I hear her screaming upstairs, I run up there, I see that wet kitty strapped on her puss, and all I can say is, hey, now you know how I feel. Like I'm going to be discreet, I'm in a moose lodge, come on. Another tip, fruit has rejuvenating qualities. If you put mashed bananas in your bra, the potassium will keep your breasts up all night long. If it works, let me know. I'm going to start putting fruit cocktail in my underpants. Another tip, if you got cellulite, you rub coffee grinds into your thighs. It gets rid of cellulite, but make sure you use decaf. My wife used espresso. Her legs are up all night. I don't know if it was my birthday or if she wrecked the car. I gotta get out of here in a couple of minutes, folks, okay? You guys have been great. Stay. I'll stay and drink with you, okay? I'll give up those 18 years of sobriety and we can have fun, okay? You know, I'm getting older, I'm losing my hair. And there's one thing guys do today when they start to lose their hair that I don't understand. Like, why is it today when a guy loses his hair, he shaves his head? Like, where's the logic in that? That's like finding out you need glasses and poking out your eyes. You just gotta understand, guys become incredibly gullible when they start to lose their hair. How else can you explain things like hair in a can? Remember that? On late night TV? That was my favorite, right? You gotta ask yourself something. Why is it you spray paint a wall? It's vandalism. But if you do it to your head, it's a revolutionary new breakthrough in hair replacement. Who invented hair in a can? Ron Popeil, inventor of the pocket fisherman. Let's hear it for this guy. The pocket fisherman, which was a fold-out rod you carried around in your pants. Not exactly reinventing the wheel, are we? So remember the special feature of the pocket fisherman? The pocket fisherman would emit a signal that when fish heard it, they would become so aroused that they would impale themselves on your rod. Now I'm thinking, you developed technology like this and you're wasting it on fish? I've been bringing my pocket fisherman to happy hour, you know what I mean? Alright folks, I'm going to get out of here on this one. You guys have been great. But I want to leave you with something inspirational, okay? We've been having fun. But I want to leave you with something to think about. Last week I was doing a show for Americans with Disabilities. Before I got on stage, there was a guy in a wheelchair. He's trying to push himself up over this bump. He couldn't do it. So I go over to help him. And I said, God, it must be really hard to be stuck in that chair all the time. You know what he said? He said, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. I said, wow, tell me more. He said, fuck off. My name is chiplupo2.wmv. Let's put Joe back up here.